guys, Anthony for Before Diesel. This is a bit of a bits and pieces video, okay? There's going to be a few bits and pieces in it. If you're replacing your injectors, I would hope that you've sourced them from us so that you know you've got the latest fresh DLC injectors, fresh stock. The whole kit with all the pops and everything, you know. In the book, in bold, it says, when replacing injectors, you must replace the fuel pipe. I'm just moving this power steering reservoir out of the way. This is an injector replacement job. Okay, we're just going to shift that down there out of the way a little bit. Probably a little bit more actually would be good. So a bit of a twist and a push, and yeah, that's far enough out of the way. Clears up this area for us. Okay, we're going to remove. So what's this video about? Well, we're pulling lots and lots of bits and pieces off this vehicle. Because that's what's involved replacing the injectors. I suppose you could do things different ways. You can do things the easy way or the hard way, but there's a whole heap of stuff we're removing, and this isn't really a how to replace your injectors type video, because that takes hours and you've got to watch it over and over again to get all the information. Now, what I am doing, I'm going to give you some tips. So we may call this one Injector Tech Tip hashtag 1243 or something, some random number anyway. With your EGR system, you just got to see that. You just got to make sure that's moving freely. There's a shaft that goes through there, and it can become seized or tight. Sometimes you'll push that like that, and it'll be stuck and not bounce back, right? So be aware that that's how it should work. Happy days, because that one is, right? This tech tip, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is he going to tell us? Maybe not much, just depends. I'm going to get that vacuum line off that actuator there, if it wants to come off. Remember, slowly in patience. There it is. Beautiful. Beautiful. What are we doing here? Okay. We are to get to this is the procedure, right? We just mentioned new injectors, new pipes. Now, this is a video for the Toyota guys, because they know how to take off all these nuts and bend the pipes back, contaminate the fuel system. You know, in general information that is, you know, we see a lot of vehicles, we got the evidence, a lot of vehicles coming from these places, including people that work there, that tell us this is how we're trained to do it, okay? It's the wrong way to do it. When you're going to take injectors out or take a valve cover off, you need to remove these fuel pipes, you need to remove them. Perhaps the reason they don't is they haven't got time, so we're just going to do it the quick way. But I can tell you straight, to get to the fuel pipes down the bottom here, the best way is you remove the inlet manifold stay, or bracket if you like. It goes from here, my finger's on the top bolt, and there's another bolt down the bottom. The top one, you take it out. The bottom one, you loosen it off a few turns. I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you how it works. Hopefully I can show you. Where are my tools? Where are my tools gone? Okay, that's what we need, and the 12 mil. There you go, it was right in front of me the whole time. Actually, that's it. So we're going to get the 12 mil deep reach, 3/8 drive, most of this work, right? 3/8 drive, there it is, 3/8 drive ratchet, the old SID chrome. We're going to put the socket on just down there. Just be aware, I might make it look hard or make it look easy. We're not getting any swing on that, that's not going to work. We might make it look hard, we might make it look easy. You never know. Your luck in the big city. So we're going to put some weight behind this one and see if that works. And it did this time, right? So we're just going to take that top bolt, so it's hidden down behind that actuator there. We're going to take that bolt out. I'll show you what it looks like. So 12 mil, it's about an M8, what do they call it when it's the diameter of the thread? It's an M, isn't it? It's an M8 bolt, 12 mil head. All right. We'll just put that aside temporarily. Then we're going to grab ourselves a 12 mil with a bit of a wobbly extension, like that, right? You know, wobbly wobble. So it's always going to be a 6-point socket, single hex. Right, and it wobbles like that, give it a little bit of wobble. So you can push it on and lock it, but anyway. We need to get to that bottom, the bottom of that bracket. So you saw me get to the top. You're not going to see me get to the bottom. It's too hard. I couldn't even probably get the camera down there to show you. And I'm either going to make it look easy or look hard, but we're going to get in there, move the light down there so we can see what's going on. I'll tell you where the bolt is. It's at the other end of the bracket, right? So you just follow it down from the top one here, and you'll see it down the bottom, and I'm probably going to get my head right in the middle of the picture, but I'll reach my arm down. Here's a good tech tip, right? If you insist on not getting injectors off me, or you're overseas and that's a bit hard, it's actually my the muscles in my arm must be getting bigger because that was a tighter fit than last time I did it. I've got to stop doing these ISO exercises. Quite fiddly to get to, but the ratchet is on, and the problem I got, I need two arms to crack this loose. I think I need two, one to hold it on square and one to pull. So I'm going to have to put that arm, that tight arm, back down through that hole. I've got to say the 150s are the worst for this bolt. They're the worst to get to. Just trying to work out if there's a better way. If I bring the ratchet around, I'll just move that light. It's good to be able to see what you're doing. You can't, like I said, this is too far down. Now, if I go to the effort to capture this on a video, it's going to be time consuming. The only place you're going to find it is in the VIP group, funnily enough, because here's your free info here, right here and now. Now, can't open that with one arm, so I'm going to swing the ratchet handle around, try something different. You can't see a thing, but I want you to know that it is a little bit difficult to get to this bolt and to get it undone and to get your two arms in the right position. Okay, we've got it on again. Now I'm going to try and, got it, one arm pushing, okay? So using the 3/8 ratchet, up on an angle, I reckon at around about 10:30, okay? The ratchet was up on an angle like that. I could just get on it and hold it square with one hand so it didn't slip off, because they can be quite tight. What we want to do now is just get the ratchet off. Another reason to have two hands down there is to get the ratchet off. That's why I don't like the newer push button one to release, because I wouldn't be able to do that with one hand now. I'm struggling to get this ratchet out, which I just did. And I'm going to undo that about, let me go and have a look down there. That's what the light's for. I'm going to turn that around about, I don't know, you can see the back of my head probably. About 2 or 3 turns, right? And I'm going to go back in half a turn just to make sure it wasn't about to fall off its thread, right? Okay. Can be quite painful getting that done. Anyway, that's your tech tip. What happens then is you can grab this bracket or stay and you can pull it out like this, right? It's connected with vacuum lines still. But we've done a few of these to be able to tell you that you can do this without it affecting anything. You can pull it out like this, that bracket, and hook it just behind that. Can you see that in the picture there? I hope you can, right? Pretty close. It belongs there in front of, behind that actuator. You just pull it out and hook it, basically leave it right on the seam halfway on that actuator. The bracket's sitting right there. That gives you enough room. You could even go a little bit further forward, so near where the vacuum line was. That gives you enough room. Get these out the way, some of these vacuum lines. Like I said, you've got to be patient. You've got a lot of stuff in your way. You kind of get used to it, you know. You can get to number 4 and number 3, and you get to number 1 and number 2 fuel pipe. With all these hoses in the way, you just got to work around it a little bit. Okay, so that was what this video was about. Tech tip number 1278, wasn't it? I can't remember what number it was, but there it is. That's 9 minutes. So 9 minutes of thank you very much. If you need to get your fuel pipes off on a 1K DFTV, on any Prado or Hilux, it's highly recommended that you remove the top bolt, loosen the bottom one. You can remove it altogether if you like. If you're going to take your manifold off, it's going to be much easier to remove both the bolt and then disconnect the vacuum lines and just get that whole stay out of the way, which we're not doing on this job or this video. Our next step, well, it doesn't really matter. This is your tech tip. Remove the stay to get to the fuel pipes. It's going to make life much easier for you. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that tech tip, give us a thumbs up. Bada bing, bada boom. Catch ya.